Hey guys, today I would like to tell you how to use online2study platform to teach your student. Okay, now you are at the login page, so you can use your username and the password. Key in your username and password to log in. Normally you will receive the username and the password in your email. So now I click sign in. As you can see that in the left side, you can see you have a 4 button in the navigation bar. You have here courses, classes, calendar, and more. More is the place that where you could see yes, term and service and languages. And now we support English, Chinese, and Vietnamese. And you also can change your password. Can change. Normally, you receive an email with your username and the password, and the password is too long, and then you have to change it. Then you click here. It's received the old one, and then you click new one. Confirm and change passwords. Update passwords. Okay, now let me introduce you the first one. Courses. Courses is the place where you will see the courses that you have been assigned. For example, you have here English for kids, IELTS, blah blah blah, and yeah. You can click here to see the detail of the course. This is the place where you could review the materials of the course. You can review it first. And here is the place that my session is the place that you could see the session that you have completed. And here the place that you could see your students. This is the place where you could review the materials of the course. You can review it first. And here is the place that my session is the place that you could see the session that you have completed. And here are the place that you could see your students. Here are the number of the student studying with this course. Okay, so let's say now you go to now you are new with this platform. Now you just go to calendar. Okay, now we go to calendar section. Here is the place where you can open the time slot. You make your time, your availability to be visible for your student. Okay, and you are able to open the time slot in the white area because the gray area indicate the slot has already passed. So you can open here today. So here I have opened some already. So you can open here extra, and you also can open for next week. By opening, if you want to open it, you have to double click on it, and if you want to cancel it, you can double click again. Yeah. So you can also click next week. Okay, so you can open for next week or the week after. Okay, now you go back there again. Here you can see that there is one time slot has been booked by a student. The name of the student, this one. This one is some information about the next class. But you don't, when you enter the platform, you don't have to look at your calendar immediately. You can check. There's a shortcut for you to check the upcoming class. If a student book a class with you, you can see over here immediately in classes. Here it will show every upcoming classes that you have, you know. Okay, let's go to classes. Here you can see we have an upcoming classes or upcoming class here. Here you have an upcoming class here. There's unit name, lesson name over here. You can see the time of the class and the file that the system have prepared for you. You can review it. Okay, and then if you think those files is not enough for you to teach, then you can upload extra materials by your own by click the cloud icon. Then you click upload anything, and maybe this one. Done. Good. So you got one extra materials here. So when you are done, when it's time for the class to start, then you can enter the class. When you enter the class, you can see here it shows that you have downloaded 16 files, and the system will automatically download every files for this current class. When you want to leave the class, you just before you leave the class, please click here to choose whether you have completed this lesson. So the system will help you to remember it. Next time when you are back, the system will know, okay, where you have left off, and it will automatically download the next materials for you, and you don't have to make notes or try to remember it. Okay, so here you just wait until your student get into the class. When the student enter the class, you can see the icon, the avatar of the student over here, and then you click here to choose the server. Here are those servers that we could use to call the student. If the student is in China, you can choose Beijing server to call. You can call the student through Singapore and Tokyo server when the student are not in China. When the student enter the class, you could see the call button turn to orange. Then you can call them. And on the other hand, when the student enter the class, you could see. On the other hand, when the student enter the class, you could see the refresh button here in the right bottom will turn to select material. The system will allow you to start the class. And when the student is not in the class, you are not allowed to choose the materials to teach. So when you start the code, and then you can open the materials, you can choose next slide, previous, next, and then you can press play. If there is an audio in this slide, you can press play. And you can choose next. Yes, you can maximize the screen so the student will see it bigger. Here you can ask the student question through a test, like here, like this. And if you want to erase it, you can click the eraser icon to erase it. In case the student draw too much on the board, and if you want to erase it, you can double click the eraser. And here is another function, the button add file. In case you don't have enough material to teach, or the student learns so fast and you want the student can see something else, you can add extra materials. Okay, this one is this picture. This picture is the one that we have just added before the class. This one. So it will appear in the last of the list. You can see it over here, and when you add extra file, it will be the same. It will stay at the last of the list. Okay, wait a little bit. Okay, ready. And then it's here. Is the file that we have just added. Okay, then when you, let's say you have completed this class already, and then you just leave it, and then assume that you have finished the class. Then you go to complete the class to write a feedback to the students. Once you don't write the feedback or complete the session, then you will not, then the student will not be able to see your feedback, and the session still not completed yet, and you would not receive the payment. So let's say nice to have class with you, just something like that, and then you score like from 1 to 9, you know, and complete session. So it's done. Then you can go to payment to check. Here, this one is the lesson that you have just completed. Yeah. Okay.